What's good, y'all? J Boogie in full effect mode. Bun down is the sound. You know how we do. This is, of course, the Lounge Presents podcast. We're live streaming on YouTube on this Thursday evening, and we've got a very special guest in the lounge space today. First time ever. Actually, first time us even connecting. This is
Yes.
going to be like a gang of firsts, but we were talking a little bit before we went live, and I told him that the name has always been on the whiteboard, and it was just a matter of, like, time and place, and whenever I knew it was going to happen, it was just a matter of like when. And so, with recent future upcoming events, it was like the perfect timing, and I basically just hollered at the man and said, "Yo, let's go!" And he's like, "Let's do this." So, without any further ado, want to give it up, first time ever in the lounge space, from Super Duty Tough Work, none other than Brendan Gray.
Boom, boom. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I appreciate the look, appreciate the interest. So
No, yeah, for real. I mean, it's proper. It makes total sense. And like I said, I always knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. Um, you've been doing the damn thing, straight up and down.
a little bit trying
You've
to,
been
yeah,
you've been doing the damn thing. You've been repping tough,
yeah,
and it's really good to see this type of activity, this type of creative activity coming from Winnipeg still,
yeah, dude. 100%, man.
Love that. Love that. Now, we always start off by asking this basic question. Anytime we get someone in the lounge space, we always get to ask this question. How were you first introduced to hip hop culture?
Uh, I mean, as a child, so I was born in Ottawa and I lived there the first 9 years of my life. And in
Mm.
those years, you know, probably at about like I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe, 4 to 6 in there, is when I started listening, like understand or having. I mean, I was probably always listening to music, but like having a better understanding of it, and through what my parents were playing and what was on, that what was on the one music video. There was like a music video show that played half an hour, once a week or like whatever, every couple days. Um, and that was basically where I could consume more things. And they hardly ever played hip hop, but here and there they did. But I would say though, essentially, my first uh, introduction came through listening to music that my mother had on tapes and vinyl. And then actually thinking a bit more about it now, my mom would take me to Black History Month rap like battles essentially in Ottawa.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, man. And
Yo, big up moms. That's so dope.
funnily enough, so one time I met Master T there as like a 6-year-old. I was obviously, and I also saw organized rhyme in their like
Okay.
super young days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so which I only really realized was them like years later, right? But yeah, that was my first intro, man. Going to those concerts and like seeing the local Ottawa hip hop groups. Essentially, like I remember Organized Rhyme, and there was another one called Black Unity. Um, that like, because I think back and I'm like, what was I catching on to, and like, would I catch on to that now? Is that the same thing I would respond to as like a full grown hip hop head? You know what I mean? Versus a
Hmm.
child.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what I remember latching onto at the time.
That's pretty sick, though. Mom's taking you out to hip hop events. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, yeah. It
I
was
like that. I like that.
it was dope, man.
So, what was being played around the house?
Um so like Maestro Fresh West, Oh yeah, I will also say my aunt, my mom's sister, um, would make me mixtapes too because she was younger. Not to say that my mom's old, but she was like my mom's younger sister, um, and she was like listening to a lot of also popular music. Going like getting the mixes and stuff, and she would make me tapes. So those tapes would have Prince, Soul to Soul,
Hey.
um, what else? Dream Warriors, Kish. You know what I mean? Um, and then for my mom's like Young MC, Maestro Fresh West, uh, what else? Like Grandmaster Flash. Yeah, I definitely rinsed the Black Tie Affair
Nice.
as a kid, man. And then like other stuff, like my parents listened to a lot of music. Like my dad more classical and rock stuff, and my mom like everything like jazz, like whatever, like all types of world music. You know what I mean? Was all like
Mhm.
my in my house like throughout my whole life. You know what I mean? So I had exposure to a lot of music, a lot of different types of music.
Okay. Okay. When were you? When did the because obviously rap being one of the major pillars of the culture. When were you exposed to the other aspects of the culture?
So probably when I was like a young teen, preteen, young teen, like through movies and stuff, I or not even movies, through yeah, movies and other kind of media. And so when I was 9, I moved to Switzerland where I was able the first time I had cable and first time I was able to watch MTV. So I was able to watch
Okay.
MTV Raps and like other programming that they had. So they had some hip I remember distinctly they had it was like a rare broadcast because it didn't always it was like MTV Europe. It wasn't always broadcasting the same like American programming.
Mm.
But one time they had one from New York and it had this writer Clark, and he was like going around New York like tagging on walls, tagging on vans with shoe polish, and like it was just you know like I remember it clearly, but at the time, so like it just struck me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and then after that, I moved to Germany, and there's like a very uh, or there was a very like called four element based at the time like hip hop
Yep.
scene
Yep.
basically. So essentially, just in like watching their uh, hip hop video program or whatever. That shit was
Mhm.
awful. And on like the MTV and then on the German channels too. So like the German channels, which was actually not far, like was broadcasting from not far from where I lived. They had like hip hop programming where it's like you know they had the dude who spoke really good English and he'd interview all the American stars on the couch with someone like painting in the back, and then they'd like show a live clip from the concert with the DJ cutting and the dude rapping, and then tell you about like Battle of the Year, the b-boys and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So probably around like yeah 13, 14 was when I got introduced, and like in that way of understanding, and
Yeah.
then 15 is when I just went all out. Thinking about it now, though, I do remember being like super young, still in Ottawa, and watching Sesame Street. And there's a Sesame Street segment where it's all about breakdancing,
Yeah.
and I remember that struck me so hard, and I always
Nice.
wished that I could see it again, but it only played one time that I saw. You know what I mean? And but I was a kid. I was just like, yo, I wish I could see that again, but I never did. But it struck me as like
Okay.
5-year-old. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Okay.
all
Okay.
over the place, man. It's all these roots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So after having been exposed to all these different aspects of the culture, I mean, you could have just gone about your merry way and been like, all right, cool. moved on and just started listening to like Suicidal Tendencies or DRI or something. You know what I'm saying? But something struck you, obviously. Something struck you about this culture. What was it?
Well, I wasn't. I mean, suicidal, and that's before my time. Um, but I was listening to like all sorts of music, like all sorts of rock music, punk
Mhm.
music. Um, Going to like punk shows. Even like I played drums also, so I was like playing in punk bands, rock bands.
Okay, okay, dope.
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
so and like trying to write my own raps at the same time and like record at my friend's house who I also played. Like we'd play in a band, and then I'd be like, "Yo, you have the computer and the mic, like." I downloaded this Nas beat and I wrote this rap and I want to record it. You know what I mean? So yeah, like yo, it's not like I don't know that I had a moment where I was like, I want to do this, but like it
Mhm.
just came naturally. And again, even as a small a child, I remember being like, however old I was, 6, 7, in Ottawa at my little kid's desk and like trying to write a rap basically, but like I just got frustrated because I couldn't get past like rhyming 2 words basically.
Okay.
Like it was like man and pan, and like I couldn't get past that, and I just
Yeah,
get,
yeah, yeah.
but I was trying at that time. You know what I mean?
Sick.
Um, but yeah, but when as a teen, I did more the drumming thing, and then when I moved to Winnipeg and like essentially came like being here solo or being there solo, um, I was like, yo, I can do the rap thing without. I don't need to like hook up with a band to like do this. You know what I mean? I can
Yeah.
rap on my own. So I'm gonna. That's when I like made more of a conscious decision, I guess, to like get more serious about rapping.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I may or may not have been involved in other elements, but rap's the one that's come to the forefront.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I mean, it's not uncommon for people discovering the culture to dabble in different parts of it, but still walk out knowing full well, that's dope. I'm glad I got to experience that or add that to my toolkit. But this mic is what's calling to me, and this is what's going to happen for me, type thing.
Yeah, man. What about you, man? I know you're a DJ. You do the DJ thing. You got other elements under your belt too, or
Oh, well, I do have I've got a background in breaking,
okay,
so that's been, I mean, up until now,
still
still
nice.
doing that kind of thing. DJing, I try, try the rap thing.
Okay,
Got so far as like that one like college performance
okay.
and then I kind of knew, yeah, no, I don't, I don't think
Mhm.
so.
Yo, at least you could feel it. You know what I mean, and not fight it.
Yeah, I think that had to happen for me to know, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, I know where my talents lie, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because I always figured, well, how? I mean, I'm sure I could write rhymes because I was a journalism student. I've been
Okay.
an English major all my life. You know what I mean? Like I wrote for a living. So sure, I should be able to rap, but nah, man, you got to be built to do that.
Mm,
Straight up,
mm, mm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it helps. It helps.
When you knew that this was something that you were going to seriously pursue, how did the family react when it became very obvious that this was a vocation that you were going to take up?
Not in a. I mean, yo, it's taken a long time to get to the point where I am, wherever
Mhm.
that is.
Right.
Um, and I would say it took, a number of years to get to the point, like a number of years from making the decision to pursue it seriously to get to the point where understood what that actually meant, and
Yeah.
what it takes, and all the things. um Once I got to that point, I mean, I never had like, my parents have always been like, my parents love music, they love the arts, they're arts appreciators, they're not like against that in any way. They never discourage me. If anything, they encourage me, but at the same time, they definitely have, any parent. I mean, it's hard to make a living as an artist, right? So everyone wants you to be secure and safe and all those things, and
Yeah.
realistic, right? So there always was that element too, of like, realizing the realities of it. And so it wasn't like, yeah, okay, just do whatever you want. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's cool, but like, let's be real. Let's be for real also.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but after the point of like really getting really serious, and like, starting to release music and get a bit more recognition, I mean, yeah, they've been super happy and very supportive. You know what I mean?
Do you remember what it felt like to have your family at their first show that you put on?
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny because, I mean, so I've been a musician, like, since a child, and working as a musician on different levels since I was like early 20s, like teaching and then playing, and then working as like my basically being my only job, on and off at different,
Right.
um but for a long time. So like they've seen me at, at shows in different periods, lots of
Yeah.
different periods, like some of the
Yeah.
worst ever experience I'd never want to relive, and then some of the best too, though. But for a long time, I like essentially tried to keep my family out of it because I was embarrassed that it wasn't, if the event was going to, like, if I didn't have the crowd that I wanted, and
Yeah.
to me, it's like, if the venue's not packed, it's not a success. That's always kind of been my mentality. If that's good or bad, that's a whole nother question, but that's just how I feel. So if I never wanted them to come to an event where it was like not packed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a smash
Of
success,
course. Of course.
So for a long time, I didn't like tell people, I didn't invite them, I didn't really let them know, you know what I mean, that I was doing this or that, you know what I mean?
I
Uh,
get it.
but yeah, so it was good when, you know, when they could come to events and it's like a smash hit, you know what I mean? That and like, I don't know, this wasn't the first time, I don't think. I mean, it might have been for some of my family, but essentially the first Dilla Day event that we threw, which was February 7th, 2015 at Le Garage. Um, and yeah, my mom was visiting, and so she was like with all my family, like my aunts, my cousins, and my uncle, I think, came through, and they like all came
Oh,
to the show,
sick.
and it was fucking packed. Like people, like, it was packed, dude. It was, people couldn't get in. They were standing a line outside, like freezing. And then I was like, blah blah blah. Yeah, everybody, make noise for the band. Make noise for. And I'm like, and my very special guest, everyone, make noise for my mom. And it was like the loudest applause of the whole.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, we're at a point now that since then, more or less, like, it's always been, you know, never been afraid to have someone come to my show to be
Yeah.
embarrassed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's a very unique feeling that, like, not everyone in the world is ever going to be able to feel that. It's a very unique feeling, and it's obviously very exclusive to artists. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because it's so many things are wrapped up in that moment that led up to that moment, where you could look out in the crowd, see your family, see your family, see you being successful
Right.
at what you're doing. It's such a unique feeling that truthfully such a select few will ever be able to experience.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. 100%.
it's a blessing. Like all day, it's a blessing.
Yo, man, I'm not complaining.
There you go. There you go.
I'm not complaining.
Now, we'll fast forward a little bit. And I'm glad you brought up the Dilla Day event because you've got one coming up.
Yes, sir.
And the date on that is February, was it 7?
February 7th again. Yeah,
7?
J Dill's birthday.
Yeah. Now, how were you first exposed to J Dilla?
Oh man. I mean, without even knowing, you know what I mean? Um, just hearing the music, probably stakes is high or running. Maybe
Yeah.
um, and then that whole Far Side record, you know what I mean? Like I love that
Mhm.
record. Um, and then Common like Water for Chocolate. You know what I mean? So, but I even and he even raps on like Water for Chocolate, like all over the
Yeah.
place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I've known the raps in my head and
Mhm.
you know what I mean, but I never and the name, but only until like way later, when I started like explicitly exploring the catalog, did it all kind of come together, a bit more
What did
clearer.
you start with?
Fuck. Yo, probably donuts, man.
Okay.
Probably donuts.
Damn. Powerful record to start with. Shit.
And I didn't understand. I did not understand it. Like on my first listen, it wasn't because donuts doesn't sound like Water for Chocolate or you know what I mean. Like so
Nothing.
it was, and at that time I was a lot more like in my New York, like you know what I mean.
Yep.
So that was totally different. And it took a minute to wrap my head around it, and then yeah, and then just go back and see like, oh, Erica, like he did this track, he did this track, he did this track. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll be completely straight up with you. I'm like obviously like mad Dilla fan, have been from time.
Mm.
Um, we could talk Dilla all day, basically. I could get you on every year for Dilla Day, and we could talk with lots of things still unsaid for years to come. Trust.
Mm.
When I think about when I think about Dilla Day now, because it's been some years now, obviously since he's passed. Um, Dilla Day, there's still events happening in other markets. Some diehard Dilla parties are still taking place,
Yeah.
and you've started your Dilla Day event, 2016. Have you been able to do consecutive every year?
We did it. Well, we did it from 2015 to
Okay,
2018 was the last one. We did four in Winnipeg and one in
okay,
Saskatoon.
okay.
Um, and then yeah, and then I essentially I was like, yo, man, I just wanted to like do my own music, and try and have people respond to that instead of have people respond to me playing someone else's music.
Yeah.
So yeah, that we we had four really good years, and but again, everyone's always asking me like, when are you gonna do it again, et cetera, and like, I kind of was playing with the idea for his 50th birthday,
Hmm.
um, didn't go with it, and which I think was last year, and so yeah, I just I don't know. I feel like for better or for worse, at this moment, it seems that, or maybe it's always been like this, but like I feel like it's a bit more than ever now, seeing what other people are doing in the world, and like I could point to programming here and there, and even programming in Winnipeg. People respond to the nostalgia. You know what I mean? And they respond to shit they know.
Mhm.
Like so. Yeah, it just seemed like a good opportunity to get people together again and like go back into this music that's so much fun to play. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you bring that up. What can people expect when they come out to Dilla Day?
Yo, a great time, man. So in the past, we just give you 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours of straight live music. They almost no stops. You know what I mean? And lots of really good local talent, MCs and singers. You know, interspersed throughout the show, coming on and off. Basically, I always try to think of all our performances, Dilla Day or not, as like a mixtape or a DJ. You know how a
Mhm.
DJ doesn't play a song and then stop and then play another song. You know what I mean? DJ mixes it and everything together with blends and mashups and all that, man. So like that's how I look at our show, and that's what we're gonna do at this show, just
Dope.
using strictly material that Jay Dilla has produced or rapped on.
Nice.
And yeah, like I said, we're gonna have our guests, and it's gonna be hopefully just like that's the thing. Like it's always been just a really good party. Like it's been relaxed, and everyone's just like having fun, man. So hopefully it's more of that.
Who are the guests this year?
We haven't announced them yet,
Ooh, it's
so
like that.
it's like that. That's the way it is until next week.
Okay.
Okay, I
Okay.
will announce them on Monday. If not, it depends how itchy I get, but I'm gonna wait till Monday.
Okay. Cool. I
Yeah.
like I like I like the building mystery there.
Yes. Yes, man.
Great marketing tool.
We never let the people down. So just know that it's gonna be sick. You know what I mean?
Say word. Okay. Now, if I were to ask you to give me three Dilla joints, not necessarily full lengths. They could
Yeah.
be Lucy's, B sides, you name it, right? Just give me three that you would introduce to someone who you want to introduce to Jay Dilla. What three joints would they be?
Oh man. Yo, well. Okay, what's coming to my head immediately is "Stakes is High."
Hey,
Um, it's a great one. I mean, yo, I can't give you three. I'm just gonna name a bunch of my favorites.
okay, okay.
Um, "Heat" from you
Hey,
know,
hell yeah.
um, I mean, so much from that record. I could name like Heat, Thelonious. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Doing it. I love, The Official. I love Little Brother. Um, Gobstopper. Like Jail. It's so funny. Jail like rapped on that beat, and then Nas rapped on it like
Yep.
15 years later or something, man.
Yep.
Always late on it, Nas. But uh, yo, Genesis. Yo, I'm not.
Ooh, nice
Yes,
one.
Genesis is like, and it's so like that's just one that doesn't. I don't know that it translates live, so we're not gonna play it. But like, I love that beat, man. That track is just so
Yeah.
good. So good, man.
Serious joint.
So, and I just found one today called it's either called Hambo or Hambro from um, unreleased Volume One, and yeah, man, like that. Again, this is like clearly he has such a deep catalog of like so
Yeah.
many beat tapes, unreleased tapes,
Yeah.
unfinished work. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
there's literally tens of thousands of beats,
Yeah.
of like snippets, right?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and within them, like some of it's like not that great. But oh, yo, jealousy.
Hey.
You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah. Hell
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, so I just found one today. I recommend it's Hambo or Hambro on unreleased Volume One. People check that out because it's And then the tracks that play after that are also I don't remember their name because I wasn't looking for them, but like they're so good, man. It all feels it just feels so good, right? Just like you put it
Yeah.
on, you're just like, yo, I'm engaged immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. There's what I mean, shit, with all the beats, like there's so like whenever I'm practicing, just like cuts. I mean, sometimes you just get into you just get into a Dilla headspace,
Yeah,
and there's so much. Obviously, there's so many fucking Dilla instrumentals to fucking cut over. You know
yeah,
what I mean? You could like
yeah,
spend a whole goddamn afternoon lost in
yeah,
Dilla beat just cutting. You only intended to practice for 30 minutes. You spend the whole afternoon just next Dilla instrumental. Okay, let's cut some more.
exactly, exactly. Can't stop, can't stop.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I'm just gonna add in my 2 cents. Um, I feel like if you're gonna listen to Jay Dilla for the first time, you have to listen to Champion Sound because
Okay,
ooh,
that's the one.
that's just I mean, he's got a lot of like goose pimple joints. You know what I mean? I call him his
Okay,
goose pimple joints. But that just personally, that's just such a huge goose pimple joint for me. That'd be like,
okay,
you want
okay.
to listen to Jay Dilla? You gotta listen to this joint. Here, now go.
That's a start. That's a start, man.
Yes,
That
sir.
one.
Yes, sir. Now, tickets are available now. How can people get tickets?
Yeah, through Eventbrite, Dilla Day 2026, or at our pages, Super Duty Tough Work. On Instagram, there's a link in the bio, or through I think on our site there might be a link somewhere.
It's that
But
public domain, right?
it's at public domain
There you go.
on Main Street, right next to the old Goodwill, or what was
Yes.
Goodwill.
Portage, Portage.
Oh yeah, Portage. My bad. My
Yeah.
bad.
They're gonna go to Maine. Like,
No,
where
no,
is this
do
place
not,
on Maine?
do not go to Main Street. It's in Portage, Portage and Sherbrooke. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah, man. The tickets are available, and like again, if anyone's watching that, you know, uh, doesn't feel that they can cover the cost of a ticket, just send us a message, man, and we will take care of you.
Oh shit! Check that out.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like this is a, I feel like community and culture are two words that are like so overused, amongst others. But it is, it's a gathering for everyone to come and enjoy, and that just the fact that maybe it's too much for you to afford a ticket, it should not be a reason to not come. You know what I mean? So
Respect. That's
yeah,
solid. That's solid. Well, yo, man, I want to thank you. Enough respect.
yo, respect, man. Thank you for having me, dude. Appreciate it.
Oh, yo, spending time with us in the lounge space. Obviously, we wanted to get you on so that we could talk about the Dilla Day event, but I would hope that this would be one of many stops that you're going to make,
I
especially
always say,
when new record come around.
yeah, I don't know if there will be a new record, but I always love to talk about hip hop and hip hop culture, man. So
Hold up, hold up. Did you just say you don't know if there's going to be a new record?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, damn.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want like I can't definitively say there won't be.
Right?
I can't definitively say there will be.
That's
So
fair.
I don't want to say that there will be. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get it
And
because that's not how artistry works.
yeah,
That's not how the creative mind works. When that inspiration hits, it's when it hits.
yeah, man. And
I get it.
so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right now, we're just focused on playing these next couple shows, and whatever will be, will be. But I always love to talk about hip hop. So
Well,
anytime,
goddamn. Then this definitely won't be the last time we get you in the lounge space. How about that?
there you go, man. It's a deal.
Hey, make sure if you are in Winnipeg, you check out Dilla Day with Super Duty Tough Work, February 7th at Public Domain. As he mentioned, tickets are available on Eventbrite. Holler at this man via his socials or the website. and Polly. And we look forward, obviously, to any new creative endeavors that you pursue.
Word up.
And again, this is open door. Anytime, let's get you back in here, okay?
Word, man. Appreciate it.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir. Respect all day.
it. Okay. Peace.
Peace.